Things won't get cheaper ever again. NFL Sunday ticket, it's gonna be really expensive, and the 4070 Ti price. That's all of the news. Let's get into the hot news, everybody. I'm your Brett host. We're going to be going over the hottest tech news I can find on the internet, which happens to be pretty slim pickings this second day after third day. How far past we are from Christmas, regardless, doesn't seem like a whole lot of things are developing. So let's just run on through it with today's top story being that motherboard pricing is just not going to get better. This is actually one of the biggest complaints about AMD's new generation of CPUs, and that the B650 pricing, which is the lowest end that they offered, is starting roughly at $150 if you can find a really good deal, but mostly around that $200 mark, and just makes the entire upgrade unpalatable. But turns out Intel might be going the same route with their B760 motherboards, because pricing has come out about that for certain MSI models, and it indicates that, yeah, B760 chipset gonna be pricier than it was previously for the B660. One of the things that Tom's Hardware is noting in this article that we're covering here is that you might actually just be better off getting a Z690, a cheap one at that, because the pricing's probably going to be slightly better since they've been out for a little while longer, but then they're also going to have better features such as overclocking, but then also the B760 is really essentially a B660. That's kind of it. They're just having a new one, but the Z690 has faster PCI Express interfaces, it has more SATA connections, more USB ports. The B760, however, is really just a B660 with a new BIOS and some personality zhuzh being brought to it. And you can see the price here, for the most part, is between $10 and $20 more than the B660, which means that they're between 5 and 10% more expensive than the current mid-range motherboard that you can get for Intel CPUs. So things are just getting more expensive across the line, and does make it a little bit harder of a pill to swallow. But thankfully, as Tom's Hardware mentions in this, and as you can kind of see, there are still more motherboard options. H610 does exist for you to take something like the 13500, like we talked about in a previous episode of Hot News This Week. You can slap one of those into an H610, and it's going to perform like a 12600K, even at stock clock speeds. Or you could even put it in a Z690, and then you can get it up to its full performance, and it's going to do really well. Those chips can be put pretty much anywhere, and if you're looking for a budget thing, maybe Z690, B660, H610 are going to be making more sense to look at than the B760, because currently, as we're seeing it, it doesn't look like there's going to be much sense in upgrading. So you'll just have to enjoy putting your 13th gen chip on something from last generation and figuring out how to update the BIOS on the motherboard when you get it. Does this matter to you? Is this a big deal? Why won't these prices come down? Why does everything gotta get more expensive year on year? Just sound off down below in the comments while I sound off on today's video sponsor. My friends, today's video is sponsored by Canon and their brand new EOS Webcam Utility Pro, which is how I'm actually bringing this to you right now. I'm not actually recording this on a mirrorless camera. It's actually being streamed in via a USB as a webcam to my computer, and that's how you're getting this video delivered to you right now. Canon's expanded what it means to actually have a webcam connected to your computer, especially when people had to work from home. They brought out their webcam utility, and now they are launching their Webcam Utility Pro, which the base version of it will be free, but there is a subscription that unlocks a ton of useful features for you in case you're looking to potentially either have multiple cameras set up or produce a live stream where you don't actually want to buy a capture card. It has a whole lot of features, including multiple camera connections, a wireless camera connection. You can control the camera yourself within the utility, and you can get high resolution up to 1080p, up to 60 FPS frame rate, custom scene layouts. You can stream to multiple channels, including being on a Zoom or Teams call. It gives you the ability to add pictures and watermarks. You can add hotkeys. You can capture your window. It really can do basically everything that you would need a live streaming video capture software to do. And it's available for Windows or Mac, and it's compatible with over 40 Canon cameras. And if we just take a look at the software, I can show you around and show you how easy it is to do things. You can see that we're currently outputting to OBS right now, which is how I'm recording this, but then you can go into the scenes and actually change how you have things set up. So we have the default scene, which is what you're currently seeing, but then I can switch to my secondary camera, which is actually over here, and you can see me on that. Or if I want to add multiple cameras, you have the A cam, you have the B cam, and we also added a little a little fun watermark for you. The preview frame rate in the app is actually slowed down to make sure that your computer's resources aren't being taken up by streaming it out, as well as in the app itself. So things will look a little low frame rate, but that's on purpose to save your resources. But if I wanted to change what's going on with the scene right now, I think it's too bright, I can actually drop the aperture, no problem. In case I wanted to raise the ISO to help compensate for that, I have that option directly here in the application. I can change the picture style. I can actually have full manual control over everything I want to do, and right now I'm kind of ruining it. But the Canon EOS Webcam Utility Pro allows you to take what is functionally a high-end camera, connect it via USB or wirelessly to your PC, and get to the highest production quality that you possibly can, or impress people in your work from home meetings to make sure that you are looking better than everybody else because you have a high-end camera connected. So don't forget to check the link in the video description to check out the EOS Webcam Utility Pro. Again, you can sign up for free. They do have the paid options to allow you to expand what you could possibly do, but it is a pretty cool piece of software. Big thanks again to Canon for sponsoring today's video. Now I'm gonna sound off on the Cryptostonks. Bitcoin having a slightly bad day. It's down 1.1% to be at 16,654. Ethereum's down 0.75% to be at 1208, and Dogecoin's down 2.4% to be at 7.3 cents. Now, I will say that I have been considering adding Tesla to the Cryptostonks simply because it's been on a deep slide over the last little bit, especially ever since Elon Musk acquired Twitter. Actually, since the beginning of the year, you can see year to date, it's down 72%, which is quite rough. It's continuing to fall even when other automobile manufacturers are not losing the same in stock price, nor are other tech industries. It does seem like Tesla is uniquely affected by what's going on with Elon Musk. At least in the stock market, it's down 11.4% today. Let me know if you want regular updates on Tesla and Cryptostonks. It'll just be quick like all of the other ones. I want to hear from you down below. And speaking of quick, I'm sure we're going to get a quick UFD deals from Reece today. He brought us the chickens yesterday. What animal you got for today, bud?
Hey, welcome back to UFD Deals. We bring the hottest tech deals out on the internet. I had an interesting day yesterday. I got sunburned a little bit. I got spat on by a chimpanzee, but overall loving my vacation. Just because I'm out here doesn't mean the deals stop. Be sure to check out UFD.deals for the latest and greatest. And with that, I'm about to embark on my revenge arc with my friend Jeremy over there. So I'm handing you off back to Brett now for the rest of the hot news. Cheers. Check it out. Little homie's roasting his drumsticks out there.
Great deals, Reece. Thank you so much. But you know what's not going to be a nice sight to your wallet? NFL Sunday Ticket. We've talked about this several times. It was alleged that Apple was going to try to get that for Apple TV Plus. That didn't end up happening. Then YouTube TV is actually going to be the one to acquire. And now we have some details about the pricing that's going to be on top of the normal YouTube TV costs. And it looks like it's going to be $300 a season. NFL Sunday Ticket was already kind of bundled into some DirecTV plans, but now it's going to be worse. Great. I'm not going to buy it. Thanks, YouTube. And you know what else I'm not going to buy? Probably because I already have a 4080 and 4090 is the 4070 Ti, but we're getting details out about it from China because these cards are already on sale over there. And it turns out that we already kind of thought this was coming, but NVIDIA just doesn't care about what you call their cards. They don't care whether or not you complain about them being a problem. Even if the RTX 4080 is going to sit on shelves, they're still going to suckle you dry, okay? Because the 4070 Ti is the exact same MSRP as the 4080 12 gig was, and they're just going to continue to shove that price down our throats, okay? You ready for a $900 4080 12 gig, 4070 Ti, whatever they want to call it? Because it's here. That's what you're going to get. You're going to get a $900 70 Ti card for something that should be closer to the $500 mark, and you're going to like it. You're going to enjoy it. You're going to look at that ray tracing and think that, wow, this was worth it. How much of your life do you not want to have ray traced? Is the question you need to be asking yourself before you go to sleep tonight. And I'm going to ask you before you go to sleep, hey, did you watch Hot News? Because there's another one coming tomorrow. See you then.